Hi everyone, Tori here with another scrapbooking process video. This one is called Strong Woman. I'm just showing you some of the items I know that I want to be using on this layout, so I'll just show you those. I'm also going to be scrapbooking this photo of my dad and I hiking, and I am using the Studio Calico Fairground kit. Some of the items are from the scrapbook kit, some are from the card kit, and then some are from the Project Life kit, and then some are just from some of the add-ons, like that Project Life kit there card. The two cards, the one at the top and the one at the bottom, come from the Single Girl add-on. And I am scrapbooking this photo, well, in Bolivia, or like I'm not scrapbooking it in Bolivia. The photo is from Bolivia, and it is for my Bolivia mission trip scrapbook album, which I've been working on lately. And this photo, it actually tells a really precious story to me, and it means a lot to me that somebody grabbed this photo. So I am just scrapbooking it, and I wanted it to have its own page because it's just really meaningful to me, and I'll explain why as I'm going along. So just before we went to Bolivia, I fell and twisted my ankle, and I have hurt my ankle numerous times. I was with the African Children's Choir. I hurt my ankle. I fell off the bus and was on crutches for 3 weeks, and then numerous times I've fallen and hurt the same ankle. And just before Bolivia, I hurt it again, and it made walking really painful, especially when we go for like longer walks. It made it extremely painful to walk. And one of the things the team wanted to do while we were in Bolivia was visit these ancient ruins in Silpada, and you basically have to hike. And they're like, should we still go? And I was like, absolutely, you guys should go. Like, don't not go just for me. And I was like, I'm gonna be fine. I'll do it. I'll be fine. I mean, I'll be slow, but I'll be fine. And let's just say I was not fine. It was the worst day of my entire life. I was in so much pain. But thank the Lord, my dad was there, and he was so helpful. And this photo shares just a little bit about how helpful my dad was. We hiked for a few hours, and mostly up steep hills and stairs. And just to be completely honest, I was in so much pain. Like, I felt like I was going to die. I was crying, and I felt like I was carrying a 50-pound bag on my right leg, and each step caused like shooting pain to go from my ankle all the way up my leg and into my back, which caused more pain. Now I tried to suck it up and like not let people see my tears or see how much pain I was in, because I wanted them to enjoy it. I really shouldn't have gone, but I mean, sort of the motto we had for our trip was like, what everybody does, we do together. Otherwise, we don't do it. So I didn't want people to miss it out for me. And I was in so much pain. It was like 4 hours of hell. I don't know how long it was, but it felt like hell. But I'm so thankful for my dad. The whole entire time, he walked slowly with me. He let me put my arm on his shoulder as we went down steep stairs and like rocky terrain. And he like encouraged me the whole way through. Like, he let me lean on him. He's like, you can do it. We're almost done. And I honestly couldn't have done it without him. And when we had finished it, I felt like so triumphant. Like, I don't know if I've ever felt so like accomplished. Like, oh my goodness, I did it. I made it. But I know that the only way that I made it was because my dad was so encouraging and thoughtful and sweet. So the title card, the Project Life card, says strong women get things done. And I was like, yeah, I felt strong, because even though I was like in hell and in so much pain, I got it done. But it felt like that didn't really sum up what really happened completely. So I'm adding to the title, and I'm using these snap stickers that came in my Project Life kit this month. And so my title is actually not just Strong Women Get Things Done. The title becomes Strong Women Get Things Done with a Little Help from Their Dad, which I felt like completely told the story of what happened. So on the top Project Life card, I put with a little help, and then on the photo, I'm going to put from their dad, because I honestly couldn't have made that hike without my dad. I just couldn't have done it. And I'm so incredibly thankful. And this photo just means so much to me because you can like literally see me leaning on him. And you know, sometimes I think it's good for women to admit like that they need help. Like sometimes I feel like we've gotten to a place where we're like, we can do everything on our own and we don't need any help and stuff. But like, it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to rely on people and to lean on people and to have people to depend on. So anyways, that's my little psychology bubble for today or whatever. I don't know what that is. So I wanted it to go right down the middle. So I had 2 Project Life cards, the Strong Women Get Things Done one, and then so here's the story from A to Z. So then I grabbed a 4x6 paper pad, and it had these like little blue words on it, which are all different words for the word dad, which I felt worked really perfectly. And then I layered the photo on top of that, and then I'm adding my title. And then so here's the story from A to Z is where I will do my journaling, and then I'll just do simple embellishing around that, the rest of it. So I did ink up all the edges from the paper to the cards, and that's just to help it stay consistent within my album. And then I'm using my hot glue gun to glue everything down to the page. So the album that I'm doing for my scrapbook, this scrapbook page, but also for my Bolivia trips, is 9.5 or 9 by 12, I think. So that's why the page is not my regular 12 by 12 page. I love 12 by 12 pages, but I'm actually sort of having a little bit of fun doing these 9 by 12 pages. So I wanted to use up some of this washi tape strip, and it had little like red polka dot or dots on it. So I had already ripped it in half, and then I ripped it again and just put a little bit on either side of the photo. And I felt like that sort of helped draw your attention into the photo. It's sort of like the bookends on either side of the photo, and it draws you in. So that's why I did that. And then I'm just going through the rest of the embellishments that are on the page, and I'm going to use a whole bunch of the die cuts and labels and tags that were in the kit. So I'm going to pull those all out, and the way I decided which ones to go with were really the colors that were on the page. I love pink. That's my favorite color of all time. And then I also really love yellow and this like bluish mint color. So most of the embellishments that I'm going to use are those 3 colors: yellow, blue / mint, and pink. So I'm just grabbing out all the tags, and then I'm going to pick them, and then I also choose a black tag as well. And it's just sort of fun to put all of those on the page. And then I'm going to keep the embellishments pretty simple, as in like pretty simple for me, because I tend to go a little extravagant. But really I just use those tags, and then I use some of those chipboard stars that are off to the left hand side there. So I'm going to use that one triangle piece that says this. I'm also going to be using a black circle that says "Let's do this," which you'll see in just a moment. And then I grab 3 tags or tickets and sort of staple them together and make a cluster for the other section. And the reason I use the like "Let's do this" circle is because I felt like I was like, let's do this. Let's make it. I can make it up this mountain and then down again. It's not really, I mean, it's like a very small mountain. And then the 3 tickets that I clustered together say "Write it down, date, and remember this." And so I'm going to stick those right there where they are now. And then I'm going to put the date there. That's where I'll put that. And the "Let's do this" circle stays there. And then I felt like there needed to be one more die cut, and that'll just go up in that on the Strong Women card, and I used the one that says this. And I glue those all down using my glue gun, which is my favorite adhesive. And I know a lot of you who have wonders about the hot glue gun. I have no clue whether it's archivally safe or not. I think it is, because I found some things online that say it is. On the side note though, I don't really care if it is. I'm just doing this more for the fun and for the process for myself. So yeah. And it's so strong, nothing ever falls off. So one of the ways I was going to make those tickets blend in with what's going on already on the page is I just used a little black Memento Tuxedo ink and just inked up the edges so that it would match the cards and sort of the design of the page. For a second, I wasn't sure if I wanted to ink those 3 that were going to be clustered together, but then I do decide to do it, and I'm glad I did because I feel like it draws the whole thing together and makes it look cohesive. I feel like lately I've been using less embellishments, and I'm not sure why that is. I feel like I've just decided to maybe go with a cleaner kind of style, maybe. Although I really love embellishments, and I always use a lot on my page. I hope you're having a good weekend. I'm sort of running out of things to say. I'm sorry. And there's still like another 7 minutes for this layout. Okay, in total, this layout took me about 40 minutes, and the longest part of the layout was probably doing the "with a little help from their dad" title, as well as the journaling. That's probably what took the longest. But my scrapbook style is pretty much like once I put something down and I like where it is, I just commit to it. I don't really move things around a lot. Like, I know there's some people and I watch their process videos and they move things around and around and around, and that's just not me. I'm just checking my journal to find out what the date was. So this was taken November 6th, 2014. And one of the things I did on my trip was I used this journal and I wrote down everything we did every day along with the date, which was great because a year later when I'm scrapbooking these photos, I can just go back and find my journaling, see how I felt, find out what the date is, and things like that. And it worked perfectly for that, which I'm glad I did. And if you're wondering, I am using a roller date stamp here. And this roller date stamp, trying to find out, it is from Dear Lizzie. And it does have words on the side, but I end up just using the date part and just putting the date there. And then I wanted to just add some final touches, so I used these chipboard stars, and I put a couple on each of those clusters, or like at least one star on each of those clusters. So on the let's do this, and then on that where the date is. And then I felt like just to balance it, I needed to put a couple on the left hand side of the "so here's the story" card. And then that's it. The page is done. After I do that, I'm just going to add my journaling, which my journaling is all about what I already told you about how my dad was really helpful and I couldn't have done it without him, and how I'm really thankful for him. And that's what my journaling is. And after that, the page is done. I mean, it's really easy. There are lines on the "so here's the story" thing, but they're pretty spread out. So I end up just writing in that section where the lines are, but writing a lot smaller because I knew that I had a lot of a story to fit there and I wanted it to fit in that section. So I just sort of squished my lines in there. And so it's not perfect, but I don't really care. Anyways, that's it for me today. I wanted to say I hope you have a lovely day and thank you so much for joining me. Bye!